Hi everyone, Julie here. So today I want to talk about the coolest languages that you can learn this year. So this is not a video for people who are just starting out, who are looking for advice on how to learn a language. This is a video for language learners who've learned one or two languages already and who want to maybe discover something a little bit different, a little bit cool. So I have two ideas of languages that I think are awesome and that we should learn ASAP. So the first type of languages is indigenous languages. So unfortunately, there are thousands of indigenous languages endangered. They are going to disappear. And this is terrible because each language is like a little bank of knowledge. And from a language, you can learn about, the history of its people and the how people interact with each other and their connection to nature. Like there's just so much knowledge in a language, and all of these languages are going to disappear. And so basically our knowledge of our own human history is disappearing with them. And I know I'm making it sound very dramatic, but it is exactly that. And so I think, if you're looking for something a little bit different, this could be it. You could learn an indigenous language. Obviously, the ones that are spoken by very few people in very remote places are hard to learn because of the lack of resources. But if you're looking for, there are a bunch of languages you can find on Duolingo. You can find them, online. Like there are resources if you look for them. So let me know if you'd like me to, because I'm in Paraguay right now, and Paraguay has a very interesting linguistic status. So let me know if you'd like to hear more about how an indigenous language could be learned here in Paraguay, for example. And myself, I'm going to Mexico in a month and I'm going to learn Nahuatl, which I don't think is considered endangered. I'm not sure, but it is definitely the language of a community that suffers from discrimination, which leads me to my next point. There are so many countries, unfortunately, still in 2022, with groups of people who have different origins, right? So they know other languages on top of the national language, right? And so these people are usually very much discriminated. And I think that if you're a language nerd, geek, language lover, I don't know, and you're looking for something a bit different, look into learning the language of the people who are in your country and who are not accepted, who are not understood, who are judged, etc. So to give you a more tangible example, I'm from France, and in France we have a massive community of Muslim people, people with, Arab origins. They are French. They were born in France. Their parents were born in France. They're usually like third generations of immigrants. But there is this cultural gap between people because as much as they adapt to France, I'm not saying everyone, obviously it's never everyone, but the majority of people doesn't really, try to understand where they come from, what's their story, why are they in France, like there's a huge gap, I think. And I think it's coming from our side, the ones who, well, I don't want to say the real French because this is not what I believe, but you understand what I mean, right? The ones who think they are the real French. And I think, most people who know nothing about Swana and Arabic speaking countries, um, I know Swana is not just Arabic speaking countries. Well, those people usually get their information from the news, and the news is extremely subjective. Like they're biased, and so I think it's important as a French person to learn Arabic and to try and understand, sure, there is a lot of misconceptions about Islam, for example. Well, when I was in Palestine and in Jordan, because I was speaking Arabic, I actually had tons of very interesting conversations with people, and it allowed me to understand a lot more. And I'm not pretending to be an expert yet, but I definitely understand a lot more, and I've learned so much about so many things because I was learning Arabic. And so this is my wish for you, honestly, even without the kind of changing the world, beautiful harmony thing, even for you as a person, this is all I wish for you, that you will get to learn and change your opinion on a group of people that you don't know much about. And again, this is natural, you know, I think we're all intimidated by the things and the people we don't know anything about. But I think as Westerners, if we can make that first step, um, it can go a long way to create more tolerance and understanding and communication, and it just creates these bridges. And I think it's so important, especially nowadays. And you know, if you're from the US, you could learn Spanish because there's a huge Latino community in the US that are suffering from these discriminations. And you know, you could also even travel to a Latino country and understand even more of their little traditions and their food and their history. And yeah, like there's so many countries, unfortunately, with you know such issues. And if you're from one of those countries, maybe consider learning the other's language, you know. So yeah, this is all my my cheesy let's change the world video. Let me know what you think. Like, what do you think about languages? Do you think we can actually have some kind of positive impact by learning a language? And again, I really hope this doesn't come off as um you know, white saviorism or like change, I'm going to change the world. Like, this is really not it. I'm just trying to share with you my opinion on how we can use our passion to try and participate in something cool, like that has a positive impact. So yeah, let me know what you think. I'm quite curious. All right, I'll see you tomorrow for less cheesy stuff and more good old annoying French grammar. Bye.